It's Atlanta's only hip-hop station, Hot 107.9 and home for the Ricky Smiley Morning Show. Of course, you know it's your folk, B-High. Radio shouted, man. Stepping into the building, I got an 8-time player. I mean, responsible for helping to turn up the city to the max. Roscoe Dash, what up, though?
What's going on? How you doing?
Man, pretty good. Talk to me. Where you been at? I know you just coming back from out of town, shooting videos and all that good stuff. What's going on?
We've been going crazy, man. We've been doing a lot of everything. You know, Grammy Week was a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. Yeah. I lost track. But we was out in LA about the week before Grammys, just to kind of get a head start on everything. And, you know, make sure we was in all the parties and everywhere we needed to be, press-wise and all that stuff. So, aside from that, I was doing a lot of work, a lot of writing. You know, just what I like to do, man. Enjoying myself, enjoying that good weather, staying away from the snow.
Exactly. I mean, that snow had us all stuck over here in the A for a minute there. Now, what I understand is you got a new documentary on the way.
Yeah.
Untold Story of Roscoe Dash.
Yes, sir.
I mean, what's that about, and break that down to me?
This is basically like my story, man. This is the story. I mean, like a lot of people put out documentaries, but I guess what makes mine different is it kind of tells the story of when I started, before I started, and all the way up until where I'm at now, what I'm about to get ready to release. Also, it has a lot of influences in it. You know, starting the whole turn up movement, being a part of it and not being a part of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it just tells a lot, even back to the Twitter rants and the Lotus Flower Bomb conversation and Kanye stuff. Any and everything that people was mad or not mad at me about or didn't understand or understood why it happened. This is basically your clarity.
Now, I understand that you also has a new production company.
Yeah. Dreamers Republic. I had to clean it up. We had like a we got another team too that is really like our immediate family, which is called Juice Gang. Just understand I control everything. It's just a gang of us. So
that's right.
You know, but I had to clean it up. Nobody wants to support anything on the gang, man. You know that. So I was like, let me do something a little bit more corporate. Let me do something a little bit more, you know, where we need to be or where we would love to be. You know what I'm saying? And that's Dreamers Republic. It's the upper echelon umbrella of controlling everything. You know what I'm saying? And so we do everything from graphic designs to videography to producing, and we have artists, and we have like you name it.
Exactly.
We there. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I've been working on, and I feel like, you know, it's a perfect opportunity right now to do that kind of thing, because everybody's being dependent on the record labels right now, and the people who have been dependent on record labels before know that might not be the best move for longevity wise. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I'm just staying ahead of the curve.
How do you feel about the state of hip hop right now, as far as people not really wanting to go straight to the labels and wanting to do their own thing?
I think that's the smarter route, man. To be honest, I feel like, you know, not to say that record labels are going to be obsolete, but they're going to be obsolete in the next couple of years, because people can just do so much on their own. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can even magnify your social media accounts on your own now. And that's something that before you couldn't do that. The labels had those relationships and things of that nature. So, like, now it's a way more hands-on experience for the people who are willing to learn it. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And you know, it's a beautiful thing.
Now, what made you decide to get into the production side of things and have your own company versus just being the artist and jamming?
Well, my first reason was I wanted to learn how to make my own beats, just because I feel like you should always be able to complete the thought that you start. You know what I'm saying? Rather than going off of something that somebody else created and they had a whole different vibe when they did it. So for me, that was what the meat of it was. Then I started thinking, I'm like, man, I've been doing this for so many years now. I've been, you know, up under any and everybody there was to be up under, you know what I'm saying, to kind of teach me what I needed to learn. And so why not stand out there and just develop those relationships on my own and not have that middleman? Go and meet those people yourself and be that guy that people appreciate for what you bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? I got a Men of Power Influence award this past year, so I need to be out there and be in the forefront and act like I deserve that. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what it's about.
Now, what's your favorite position in the game? Writer, artist, performer, or exec?
I would say, man, it would be a lump sum of everything, just because I love getting up every day and doing what I love to do, period. You know what I'm saying? And not have to worry about what time I got to clock out or how long I got to be here. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind putting in that overtime. I don't mind staying late and not clocking out, spending nights there at the job and stuff like that. Whereas the people who go punch that clock, they don't want to do that. They're like, man, 4:30, I need to get out of here. So, you know, man, it's just one of them things, man. I think it's always about thinking the best possible thought that you can possibly think for yourself. And so being an exec and running my own situation was what that was for me.
Exactly. Now, I know you got one of your artists in the building with you.
Yeah.
I mean, introduce him to us and let us know what he's about.
Well, he's about drinking fireball shots. No, I'm just playing. This is Jason the Kid, JTK for short, man. He's like the the Caucasian phenom, our token white guy. I like to call him. I pick on him all the time about that. But he can rap, man. He's nice, man. He's really dope, and he does way more than rapping. Actually, he brings like his own sound, and that's what I wanted to have under the production company, was people who could stand on their own 2 feet and boss up and run their own situation. Like most labels will want to have an exclusive contract with somebody, or want somebody to just be locked into what they want them to do. Whereas for me, I want to bring people up and allow them to boss up the same way how I did. You know what I'm saying? If nobody allowed me to do this, I wouldn't be able to do it. So
that's true.
Gotta pass it on.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I mean, what's next for Roscoe though?
Man, it's a lot, man. I feel like, I have from the production company to producing to being able to produce for other people now to, even being able to host people like Jason and French and Spiff, which are my other 2 artists. Like, it's just a dope combination of things for me, you know what I'm saying? And aside from that, I'm always doing music. I know that that's where I'm at all the time when I'm not in the club or doing none of that other stuff. I'm in the studio. So, I really just feel like, now's the time for me to oversaturate and flood without oversaturating and flooding, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm on, man.
Now, how do you feel about the state of Atlanta music right now? You got your Young Thugs on deck. I mean, Bloody Jays, all these new artists coming out and turning up right now.
Speaking of Young Thug, we went to his video the other day, man. It was popping.
That Stoner.
Yeah, he had it popping out there. I ain't gonna flex. I like to see stuff like that, man. It's almost like a cultural thing. Atlanta, we're real cultural. We have like all the influential pieces of what shaped and molded our community to be what it is today or whatever. So, it's just really dope to see it evolving, even if it may not be in the same way that people who are doing it at a younger age or in an earlier generation would understand. It's still the same thing nonetheless. You know what I'm saying? This is still Freaknik days.
Exactly.
Still, all that stuff, it just evolved into something different. So it's just dope to be around stuff like that. I always try to get out and support that kind of stuff when I can.
Exactly. So. Well, Roscoe, appreciate you coming through this thing, my dog. You got anything else you want to get off your chest before you get out of here?
No, man, just follow me, man. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on IG, and man, be on the lookout, because a lot of new material is coming. I know people have probably been like, where is Roscoe at? And you're about to find out.
Now, also with that documentary though, a lot of folks have tried to pull off the documentary. What is gonna make yours different from the next man?
Man, I just feel like it's so much that has to do with the state of hip hop. Not only just the state of hip hop today, but even the state of Atlanta and our culture and how we move and how trendy we are now. Like, if you notice, we've always been very trendy. So like when the turn up movement started, everybody was turning up. You know what I'm saying? And even when people weren't turning up, they were still turning up. And the people who was wearing mohawks or doing this, that, and the third was doing that because that's what was popping. So this is just the mastermind or the game plan behind all that and how it all unfolded. Because it really came from nothing. It really came from me being on my last leg and not being able to do anything else but that. You know what I'm saying? So, and it just happened to work out. So I just want to be able to tell that story to the people who haven't understood or heard it yet.
Already, man. I can definitely dig. Appreciate you coming through this thing, my dog. Beehive Radio, shout it. Roscoe Dash on deck. It's Hot 107.9. Let's go.